So you've mostly Braun has slaughtered these men. Now covered in blood, in the town's guard of approach. What's going on here?
Rand's gonna spit blood on the dirt in front of the bodies. Because he's still kind of recovering from getting pretty beat up. Let's be real. And said, they attacked us coming out of the tavern. This guy and a group of thugs.
They attacked you and you butchered them.
They didn't know I had the best drinking buddy in town.
Braun sets the butt of his great axe down, holding it in one hand, and shrugs and goes, they thought he cheated.
Rand, old buck never cheats.
Never seems to end well. You all just come with me. I'm sure we can sort this out.
Come with you where?
To the guard tower, just so I can get this written down.
You, sir, need a notepad, but all right.
Notepad.
I mean, portable scroll. I mean, fantasy pad. I don't know.
Rand's nose was already bleeding, but now it's just like... portable scroll. All right. And...
Mini scroll? Pocket scroll.
Most scrolls are portable, from my understanding.
I know, that's what they're teasing me about.
There was 4 of you, so where's your little friend?
Rand looks around.
Braun just shrugs as he wipes the blood off on the clothes on the bodies below him.
She'll be wanted for questioning till we see her. Come with us.
I guess I'll follow along. I don't like it.
As you follow, there's a tower towards the edge of town. And as he leads you in to kind of this building along the base of it, there's a large, mostly empty room with a large table and a few chairs. He gestures for all of you to have a seat.
Begrudgingly, Rand sits down and wipes the blood from his nose again. Keeps on pouring out.
Ron goes and finds, the biggest chair. And he just sits there, not a scratch on him, but just covered in other people's blood. He just starts, wiping all of their blood off of his, face and hands and cleaning his axe. Just waiting for the guards
Rand
to do
pats
anything.
Braun. Good job back there, buddy. Best drinking buddy.
So, go ahead, Jet.
I'm gonna go towards a chair and stop to wipe some blood off of Braun's nose for him, and then sit down in the chair next to him.
Adorable. Jane, what are you doing?
I'm probably following at a distance.
So what do you do once they go into this building next to the tower?
Are there any windows?
Are there any boxes underneath said windows?
Right. There are. And yeah, you could tippy toe and peek through.
Cool, I'm going to watch them.
That's not weird. So
I just want to make sure that they're not being hurt.
Okay. Reasonable. So the head guard sits down on the table across from all of you. So start from the beginning. Why were these men interested in fighting you? Kind of looks across the table at all of you for an answer.
Ron looks at the man and he goes, so last night, after concert, big party, lots of fun, drinking, huge thing. Little man here, he gamble like nobody's seen. And he win. Well, corpse number 4. He not think too kind of that. So he get a little bit angry. And then Jet, she come. She make man leave. So he leave. This morning, we all wake up. Have breakfast. Very nice breakfast. Nice to have. And as we leave, this man, he follow us out. We walk to street. There are more men. So Bron pick up his axe. Down goes 1. Down goes 2. Down goes 3. And number 4? Well, he ran away like little baby. And then this man, corpse number 4. He try and hurt little man here. No, he's good. So Bron come. And Bron use axe and, have him too.
Pretty much what the big guy said.
Certainly looks like he did hurt your little man there.
I'm no one's little man. I'm my own man.
Sure you are, buddy. So, murder is kind of frowned upon around here, as one would expect.
Frowned upon, but not
but-
illegal?
Was that in character or was that Juan?
I'll keep that out of character because I'm scared now.
So as I was saying, it's kind of frowned upon around here, as you can imagine. But it turns out you may have done me a service. See, those men have been causing problems for a while now.
Now, is there some kind of
But there's-
reward about that?
No,
All right,
to be frank with you.
checking.
People saw what happened. And they will surely expect me and the guards to imprison you or serve you some sort of punishment. But perhaps we can make a deal instead, since you've done me a favor. You went to the concert last night, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As of this morning, just before dawn, Lashara has gone missing.
Oh.
Not Lashara.
We awoke this morning to news of her room being ransacked and her being nowhere in sight. I have not yet had a chance to investigate, but should you rescue the lady and secure her safety, I'm sure that would look good in the eyes of the people, on both you and I. You're obviously very capable of dispatching those who come in between you and your interests.
I grab Bron by the arm. We gotta save Lashara. Not even caring about what the guard is talking about anymore, but just excited to get a chance to save Lashara. I'm her biggest
Yes.
fan.
She sing good.
Good, like an angel.
Yes.
So we have a deal then.
Yeah. That's fine. We're saving Lashara.
Bron nods along.
And,
Clearly not worried about the guard captain at all.
and you, purple one?
I'll help.
Seem a bit too overjoyed, but
Is there
I just
breakfast?
had a really good breakfast.
See? I told you breakfast was good.
right. Let me draw up a contract real quick. I'll be back in a moment.
Contract.
He steps out into a side room. And you all have a moment now to chat amongst yourselves while he steps away.
During
If you
this
have anything to say.
time, Can I try and send Cinder in there to them?
Yeah.
And basically I'm going to be using Cinder to cast message.
Why don't you just cast message?
Oh yeah, I guess I could. But I am still gonna have Cinder in there with them, and I'll cast a message.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll cast a message to Jatoria, because she seems the most reasonable.
So, Jatoria, in your head, you hear,
Hey, Jatoria, it's me, Jane. I'm outside. I'm still invisible. Are you guys okay in there?
I'm gonna get up and walk towards the window and look around frantically.
you don't
I
see
just
anything.
said
I know you're invisible, but I'm still looking.
I sent Cinder in there to make sure you guys were okay, just in case we needed to, like, have a jailbreak or something, you know?
I think we're good. We're being sent out on a mission.
A mission?
We're going to go look for the bard from the concert last night. Apparently she's missing.
Interesting. Okay.
It's
So I'm-
just about at that point that the guard captain walks back into the room. She usually talks to herself like that.
She's an odd one. Don't worry about her. Now, what can you tell us about saving
Right.
Lysandra?
So he kind of gives you an odd look. You mean
Lashara. That's the one.
Oh god.
I've got a list from all the hits I took. Leave me alone.
Right. Here, if you'll sign these real quick, and he places a document in front of each of you, essentially outlining that for your services, your payment of sorts is being dismissed from these crimes.
I don't want to sign this. This is an admission of guilt. And I did nothing wrong. But I will happily save the lady.
Just
I'm
so
gonna
you
just
know,
sign mine.
should you not return and not fill this out, then there will be a bounty on your head.
Good.
Very well then. That's your choice.
Unjust. Unjust bounty. You're a goddamn criminal.
Says the one who murdered 4 men in the street.
Self-defense. There were people. They saw it.
Braun, do you sign?
Braun looks at the guard. Do you have bigger quill? Yes, he will sign.
You can. No, but if that one's too small for your hands, I guess you could just leave like a thumbprint on it as your signature.
Okay, he takes
You've
his thumb
accepted that
and
before.
he dips it in the blood of some, I don't know, one of the guys on his chest still, and presses that to the paper.
That
That's amazing.
okay. And if you see your other little friend, let her here's hers. You can either leave it here with me if you find her, or if she doesn't sign it, same as for the other little one.
Your failed justice. Got it.
He just stares
Glaring.
at you.
I'm glaring right back. Corrupt.
Can I cast a message to the guard?
Yeah, you
Okay.
sure can.
I'm just gonna say... I'll sign whatever you want. Just please don't put me in jail.
Oh.
really do anything. I hardly hurt anyone.
You didn't actually hurt anyone. You missed.
I did hurt one person,
Oh.
but he was running away. He did not die.
You can come inside and sign the papers. The door is unlocked.
She's just gonna run around. At this point, would an hour have passed? Probably.
Not quite. Well, since the time walking there, yeah, it's getting close to an hour. I wouldn't say it's been an hour yet.
Okay, I'll walk in there.
I'm gonna
Are you
glare.
dropping invisibility?
Yeah, and I'll sign the paper.
Okay.
Did you even investigate this? Did you talk to the innkeeper? Did you talk to anyone else? This is ridiculous.
You do realize that we found out early this morning, just before hearing about a fight in the street where 4 men were slaughtered, correct?
Yeah, but you could have, like, asked someone else before just saying we're guilty.
At this moment, Braun just kind of looks over and nudges.
You're bad at your job.
Little man.
You're bad at your job.
Sandpaper.
Oh my god.
I suggest you leave before you make things worse for yourself.
I crumple my contract and walk out the door.
Okay. The other 3?
I signed mine.
Rand's gonna poke back into the door and be like, "So, have any clues about where she is?"
She was staying in a house about 6 houses down from where the inn is that you were staying at.
Oh, you suddenly know we were staying there. Oh, I guess we told you. Never mind.
You did. You did. You're
Poking
bad
back
at
out
your
of the room
job.
and walking
You
away.
should leave.
Oh, I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to get involved in this.
Braun is going to kneel down, pick up the crumpled contract, and give a bloodied, toothy grin to the guard captain and walk out.
Just kind of like nods his head at you. And as Jane's leaving, he kind of turns to Jane. Some friends you have there.
She just kind of shrugs and says, I think we're just drinking buddies, and she's gonna leave.
Yep.
All right. So what do you guys want to do?
Is there like a short rest to heal yourself or whatever? Because
If you want to take a short rest, you need to spend at least 1 hour of doing some inactivity or mundane tasks. So like going and investigating a house would not be that. Walking around would not be that.
Rand would like to head back to the inn.
The scene of the murder?
Personally, yeah, absolutely.
Apparently.
I want to go back to the inn. That's why I'm going back to the inn. I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to go find my barkeep and tell him, can you even believe this ridiculousness? Give me an ale, and I'll take the short rest if I can.
You know, murder is not particularly good for business, right?
What do you mean murder? You saw what happened. He came at me.
I did not see what happened, as it was right outside of my establishment.
You have a window. And you served the guy. He was in here.
I didn't see him stab you. You're looking pretty rough, though, seeing as you've been kind to me. Here, take an ale. Try to stay out of trouble.
Rand mumbles something under his breath, but just drinks the ale. Thank you.
And the other 3.
I would like to head towards the house that the guard mentioned she was staying at.
Yep. So it's towards the direction of the inn. You kind of count 6 houses down. And it's a pretty nice house compared to the ones that are around it. Perhaps she just rented it. Perhaps she owned it. You're not quite sure. But there are 2 guards standing outside. And before we continue with you, Braun and Jane, you guys following, or are you doing something else?
No, I'm going with Jatoria.
I'm going with her as well, but hopefully finding like a water trough or something on the side of the road where I can like, wash some blood off of me. Because, walking into another house covered in blood's probably not the smartest thing to do. Or around town, as a giant
there's
guy.
definitely like a well or a trough full of water or something that you can kind of rinse off on. Sure. Yeah, that's not too uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a little bit wet now. Your fur is a little bit kind of get that wet dog smell, but you got most of the blood out.
Perfect.
And the three of you head to the house with the 2 guards standing outside.
Am I taking a short rest, by the way, mechanically? Just wonder if I can click the button or not.
Yeah, so go ahead. You can go ahead and take it because nothing crazy is going to happen while they're in this house. So you can click it, and then it'll say you should have 4 hit dice, and you can roll up to 4 of those. You get half of them back on a long rest. However many you feel like you need to roll to feel a little better.
Okay.
And it should say it on there. It should say like 1d10 plus whatever your con is. And then have the little check boxes.
A short rest taken. I don't know what it told me. Doesn't it heal me automatically, or how does that work?
You might have to manually roll the hit dice. I think those boxes just check that you use them.
Oh, okay. 1d10 plus 2 if I have 2 dice.
And you can roll them one at a time. You don't have to say I'm going to do 2. You can do one at a time and get to a point where you feel comfortable and then stop.
Thank you.
Okay. So the 3 of you are approaching this house with the 2 guards outside. What would you like to do?
I don't still have they didn't give us any sort of signifying thing saying that we were supposed to be working on this, right? The guardsmen.
Nope.
Cool. I'm gonna walk up to them and say, "Hi, we were sent here to try and figure out what happened."
You guys are the ones that went with the guard captain this morning, aren't you?
We are, and we signed a paper saying that we could help.
I haven't heard anything about this.
I mean, it just happened.
Do you have the paper?
I don't have it with me anymore. I signed it and I left it with the guard captain. So did everyone. Wait, Braun. I'm gonna tug on Braun's pant leg or whatever. Can you show him the crumpled paper that ran through away?
Ron's gonna reach into his bag and pull out the crumpled paper, the ball, and try and hold it over to give it to the guard captain or the guard guy.
He looks at it. Takes a moment to read. Very well. You can go in. Try not to move too much around. Well, more than it already is.
Thank you. I'm just gonna walk in.
Braun's gonna make sure he takes that unsigned contract back and then walk in.
And he gives it back to you.
Yep.
Heading in after them.
All right. So, I don't have a map for this one. That's okay. You enter into a house and everything is very well crafted. Like the table's nice and stained. All of the chairs seem to be well made. The curtains over the windows and everything it's very lavish for this town that you're in. Fitting for someone of her renown. But everything is kind of scattered about. It definitely looks like there's been some sort of fight. And the room you're in is it's a bit of a long open space that appears to have a dining room at the end. And you can see a few rooms off to the sides. There'd be 2 rooms off to the side.
I'm gonna look in one of the rooms to see if I can find any clues.
Okay. One of the rooms appears to be like the master bedroom. What would be the equivalent of the master bedroom? The other appears to be a smaller kind of guest bedroom.
I'm gonna go into the main bedroom for sure.
Okay. It is definitely a mess. The sheets are thrown all over the place. Stuff is knocked off of the vanity that's in there and off of the dresser. There's definitely some sort of fight. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for any clues as to the kind of person that might have taken her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
That's a whopping 8. Wait, I still have inspiration. I'm gonna re-roll that. Also, I'm lucky. Also, anyways,
Yes.
I'm gonna use my inspiration first.
Okay.
Much better. That's an 18.
All right. And so before we get to you, what you find, what are the other two in the house doing?
I'm going to walk around just the main room, investigating as well, just looking, seeing the scuffle, and trying not to bump into anything.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular? Or are you just kind of glancing about?
More so trying to study the flow of combat that went through the area, or like if there was any signs of like combat struggle. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. And what about you, Jet?
I'm gonna head to the guest bedroom and start looking around.
Okay.
I rolled a 16.
Not bad. The guest bedroom, it looks like somebody perhaps recently stayed in there. The bed's not made, but the guest bedroom is not in disarray like the rest of the house.
Hmm. I guess I'm gonna look around just to see if anything is like looks broken or like misplaced.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation check.
A 1.
It's a room.
You're all missing
There's a
Randall Buck
bed.
right now.
Going back to Jane, you find various kind of slash marks that appear to be from probably a dagger, nothing much bigger, in different places in the room. There's definitely a fight. You find a few trickles of blood, but nothing crazy. And as you're kind of peering around, the door was open when you came in, and you kind of circle through the room. And on the back side of the door, there's a note with a dagger holding it into the back of the door.
Can I reach the note?
Hold on. Let me do some. Let me go crime scene investigate this.
Okay.
How tall is Jane?
Jane is, I want to say 3'4".
I don't remember what Rand is, but it's something in that.
No, she's 3'2".
Ooh, okay.
You could jump for it.
I'm gonna try and jump for it.
Okay. It's not like out of your jumping height. Like you could jump up and grab it. So you kind of grab this dagger, and the note falls and drifts to the ground. And we'll come back to you in a moment. Braun, in the main room here, as somebody who's versed in combat, and you're looking through to kind of follow this flow of whatever happened, you see similar markings to what Jane found in the bedroom. There's dagger marks. There's a bit more blood in this room. And it appears it kind of went into the bedroom almost. Like you get this feeling that it started at the table and then moved to the bedroom, even though there's more blood out here.
Okay. Do I notice anything particular at the table?
There are a few mugs that have been knocked over that, you kind of go over there and look, that had some wine in them.
I want to pick up one of the mugs and give it a sniff.
Is Braun a sommelier?
I don't know. He speaks for trees. He knows his plants.
Speaks for trees, chops down people.
Make a perception check, because that could also be smell.
That's a 13.
It's a sweet red. I can't quite nail it down, but...
Okay, but nothing else funky in there? I don't smell like poison or that sort of stuff?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
appear to be laced with anything.
Okay.
Now it makes more sense why you were smelling it. I was like, yeah, you
Yeah.
can smell the wine? Sure, why not? Fuck
Yeah,
it.
that's kind of what I was going for. Do I
Ask
smell
what
anything?
kind of
beer
wood
wine?
door was made out of. Why can't we ask what kind of wine it is?
These things are important, okay?
They are so important. So the note that you find on the back of the door after it falls and you kind of pick it up, the hand it was written in, you could tell had some blood on it because there's some blood smears going across the page as it was writing. And it says something along the lines of, if you want Lashara to perform again, bring us 500 gold. And there's a small icon of a raven kind of sketched on there. And the rough location in the woods, about 10 miles south. Kind of rough hand-drawn map on there.
Does this raven symbol look familiar to me at all?
Probably not, no.
I'm gonna bring the knife or the dagger and the note out into the main area, and I'm gonna show it to the first person that I see.
Which would be Braun, sniffing wine out of a mug.
Braun, do you know anything about this symbol on this note that I found? Oh, I found a note, by the way.
Braun looks up from the cup and over at the note. Is bird.
Yeah,
He's bored.
it is a bird. That's true. But do you know, like, is it like an insignia that a certain group uses? Are you familiar with it at all?
I'm guessing additionally Braun has no knowledge of this symbol.
Jane had a better shot than Braun.
Yeah, I figured as much. So Braun just kind of shakes his head and go, "No, is just bird to me."
And at this point, you do hear them talking in the other room, Jed. As you're still just like searching for clues, like with that nat one, like you're in there, you're looking for clues, you're not finding anything, and suddenly you hear them talking about a note in the other room.
I'm gonna go join them and hold my hand out for the note.
I'm just gonna show it to her. I'm not gonna give it to her.
I'm gonna just be like, Bron's right. Birds took her.
I'm gonna go ask the guards, and she's gonna turn around and go to one of the guards standing at the door and show one of them the note and say, "I found this in there. I don't recognize the symbol, but is it something?"
A bird.
Okay. Do you know like this location of
I mean, if I had to say, judging by the feather pattern and the beak structure, probably a raven. That's my best guess.
I'm just gonna follow the map here. But it is a ransom note, so I don't know if you guys want to do anything with that.
Yeah, the boss will probably want that. Make sure you get whatever you need from it. It's a pretty good raven, though. I mean, how did they have time to draw that?
I'm just gonna go to the
And he nudges
guard.
after you hand him the note. He like nudges the other guard, and they're like admiring this drawing on the page.
I'm just gonna walk away towards the guard's tower or where the captain of the guard is.
Okay. Jet and Braun, are you following?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna ask Brown if he found any feathers.
No, you didn't. You didn't find any feathers.
No,
that would have been great though if I put one in there. Oh, that would have been fucking fun. Find a black feather.
Actually, what I was thinking is before Braun leaves, he was going to follow the trail of combat through, just giving it one last sweep. Because, he started on the combat trail and he was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see this.
So second pass, perhaps the blood being more in the big room could have been from 2 people, but the blood in the other room was just from 1.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what you get from that, but
all right. I think I'm satisfied. I'll follow them out of the house.
Use your magic nature stuff to tell what blood type it was?
No, that's not a plant or an animal.
Aren't humans just animals?
Facts.
Humans, yes. Blood.
Ran, after his short rest, quotes at the inn, decided to try to go towards the house, and of course we'll bump into the rest of them, I'm assuming, as they're leaving. Because he's a little behind the times, but he was hurting, so he needed to sit down.
So you'll, as D&D writing goes, bump into them just as they're leaving the house.
What happened? What'd you find?
I have a note with a bird on it, and no one knows what the bird means, so I'm going to the guard captain to see if he knows.
Can I see it?
Sure, but I'm aware it's a raven, so please don't bring that up.
Okay. Can I investigate it?
I'm just gonna show it to him. I'm not gonna hand it to him.
I want to take a crack at investigating it. Can I do that?
What are you looking
for? Anything suspicious? Bumps on the paper, secret messages.
So like
evidence of invisible ink.
Bumps on the paper?
Investigation
you heard me.
Is like a specific thing, right? So like you're looking for something. Investigating.
I'm peeping the paper for anything that might be secret or hidden.
Braille.
You don't know there's no secret messages. You investigated terribly.
If you put it in the oven and heat it up,
this is what I'm saying.
There's a secret map on the back.
Reading a note is investigating it fully.
You know what? I'll let you roll investigation because there's maybe.
Thank you. 17.
It definitely appears to be written in a hurry. It's not very neat and legible, and the blood smears across show that whoever wrote this didn't even take the time to kind of clean off their arm first before they wrote this.
Okay. So I'm noting that, but then noting obviously that the raven was extremely well drawn and clearly meticulously
was.
drawn, taken some time, but then the note was done. So previous, like this is letterhead, I guess. This is Dungeons and Dragons letterhead because they predid their Raven.
It's actually from a portable scroll.
One of those portable scrolls. They're very popular. Can I look at the Raven closer and I try to identify it more so, or something, just to annoy DiceMom? Sorry, it's a Raven. Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, roll an investigation, Flood.
16.
It's a fan-tailed raven.
Ooh, it's a fan-tailed Raven, Jane. It's a
Just as
fantail.
he starts to like lean into the paper of the note. No, never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna cast light on the note.
Oh, I bet you.
But it would last an
Oh.
hour, and then I couldn't show it to the guard.
And so, well, what are we waiting for? Let's go save the lady.
So as we stand there, or as the group stands there, and Jane is showing Rand the note, Braun's gonna give Jet a little elbow, and then point down at the dagger in Jane's other hand that she found pinning the note to the door.
Good point.
Dagger is,
Oh,
asking if Jatoria notices anything significant about the dagger, because she likes her daggers.
this was what was holding the note on the back of the bedroom door. I guess I should have mentioned that too, but I thought the note was more important.
As a side note, you can dismiss the light spell as an action, so you can make things stop glowing.
For future prank
Just a heads up,
purposes.
for future
Good.
reference, right? And
to know.
I thought that was the case, but I went and double checked.
You know she's only going to use this for future prank purposes. Nothing's useful.
Braun, do you still have inspiration?
Yes, Braun does have inspiration
Okay,
still.
I was gonna give you one.
Okay.
Because I really like that you said she knows about daggers. Let her look at this instead of recognizing somebody else's strengths is a really cool thing to do as a player. So I was gonna give you one, but you already have it.
Yeah.
That's
So
like
you
a
should
teacher
use
giving
that.
you plays well with others.
Yeah,
Gold star.
exactly. Yeah, that's what
Aw.
inspiration is. Gold star for being a good player.
Yeah, everyone has a gold star except for Rin.
I have a gold star.
Actually, I used my gold star.
Everybody had one. You used yours.
I haven't
Yeah.
used mine. Ren still has
Okay,
one.
So Braun says to Jet, proceed.
I will hand Jet the dagger because the dagger isn't as important to me as the note is.
I guess I'm going to investigate it. To see if I know.
Dagger things? That might be history or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. DM.
I was just thinking, 'cause you can get like gold daggers or gem encrusted, and Zdardis, we can't hear you. I just noticed your lips moving.
I thought you were just being weirdly quiet.
If you like, it's a bit different than saying I want to investigate a note, right? Like it's a dagger, so you don't need to explain it too much. Like you're looking for anything weird about this dagger or how it's made or any kind of things pertinent. But because you are proficient with daggers and you like your daggers so much, I will allow you to roll this investigation check and add your proficiency bonus to it.
Okay. So that's a 19 plus 2. So 21.
Where's your proficiency? What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's at the top next to your.
Oh,
ability
got it.
modifiers.
Sorry, my bad.
It typically adds it into anything you're proficient with, but sometimes.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, that's really high, which makes a lot of sense.
You're on
You
brand.
find there's some blood left on it still that's dried, but you kind of peek over it. The blade just made of like steel. The handle is black leather wrapped, and you kind of catch on the small pommel that it's a bit loose. and you start to screw it, and the pommel screws off.
Ooh.
And kind of open it, and there's this compartment within the handle. You dump it out, and inside is like an ink quill for writing. That's about 5 inches long, made of a black raven feather. There's your feather. And the ink on the tip is still wet.
I'm going to hold up the feather and say, birds.
Can I just like see if I can tell like what kind of ink was used?
Black ink.
Okay, so it's just regular ink. Got it. I wasn't sure if this was like
no, it's nothing.
magic ink or something.
No, it's not magic.
Okay.
No, and as a wizard, you'd be able to tell magical ink from regular. It's just regular ink.
As a wizard and a book aficionado.
I mean, as all wizards are.
No, just me.
You're a special wizard.
Yeah,
The most special
Jane's
wizard.
Very special. Have you seen her? She's got a pet rat.
The
and
most
and
special wizard.
books. And she
Calm
uses
down, Weasley.
pranks. Wow. Okay. Well.
Rat wizard pranks.
Fine then. Whatever. All right, I'm going to look at the quill and say that the ink is still wet. So I wonder if this was written just before we got there. When did they say she was missing from?
I'm looking at you all because I don't know.
This morning? Early this morning.
What time is it now? And she's gonna like look up at the sky to where the sun is.
Oh, didn't take keen mind. Roll a nature check.
Who?
That's a
That
12.
just asks to look at the sun until the time. A 12? I mean, realistically, it's not quite noon yet. And you've only been up for a few hours.
Are the guards still out there?
It's probably still wet because it was in this closed thing. So it didn't really, like,
Didn't
it wasn't
dry
really
out.
exposed to the air. Right.
Is that real information or is that just like do I have any
No,
reason to
what do you mean
question
that
that
that's
as an
real?
information in terms of like the ink drying? Like that was that's a plausible reason for it to stay there. I just want to make sure you're telling us the goods here.
Yeah, that's why you put a cap on your pens.
Okay, got it. Exactly.
Hey, here's the fun thing about a DM. They can lie to us, and it's totally okay.
Sons of bitches.
But also, I believe Zdardis in this instance.
Should never trust him.
Jane's just gonna continue going towards the where the captain of the guard's located, in like the guard bunker or whatever.
Are the guards still
Okay.
outside of her house, by the way?
Yep, they're still there.
Before I follow along, has anyone else been here recently?
Not since the guard captain this morning before your fight. And us standing guard before your friends came. That's it.
Good to know. Good to know. And then I'll just follow Jane.
Okay. You arrive back at the guard tower.
I'm just gonna walk in. I don't care about formalities in this instance, and I'm just gonna go to where the captain of the guard was last and see if he's still there.
So you go in, and it's that big room that you all were in before. But the door on the side where he went to write those contracts, if you will, is open, and he is sitting at a desk in there and kind of peers out. Already solved the mystery, have you?
Well, not quite, but I do have something that would probably be of interest to you in regards to solving the mystery.
Come in, come in.
I'll approach him and I'll put the paper down in front of him and say it's a ransom note, and the only clues we have are there's a raven in one of the corners. I don't know if it's an insignia, but you know, It's worth
Not one that
checking
I've
out.
seen before,
Hmm.
unfortunately.
Do you have a library in town?
Of sorts. There's a small bookkeeper here.
He could be worth investigating or asking about this, but what about this crudely drawn map? Do you know like roughly where this is leading to?
It's a bit off in the woods. Looks like it's down towards the chasm to the south, but I don't recall any buildings or anything out there. It's been a while since I've gone that far.
Struggling to not say chasm? Question mark.
Hello.
I'm just observing. I don't want to stand in this goddamn guard. Just glaring at him.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
You? Nothing.
Did Jane die?
Oh, did Jane die? Which Pope? Which Pope? Is this the weird time when her internet goes out sometimes? I don't remember what time that is.
We left and came back earlier. I think their Discord.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, which Pope? You back?
We thought we lost you, Wish Pope.
Maybe we.
You know?
Yeah, coming in, starting to.
That was so weird. I don't know what happened. I didn't lose internet. I'm on an Ethernet connection.
Mhm.
Very
It'd be
strange.
like that.
I was just saying to the guard, do you need this note? Do you have paper and a quill? Oh, also, quill. Jatoria, you still have the dagger, right?
Right here.
This was what was keeping the note on the door that I found it on, and there's a quill inside of it.
He's from Bird.
Other.
The daggers from a bird?
Quill is a feather.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if this looks familiar to you at all. Maybe there's a weaponsmith in town that makes daggers with secret compartments that you know of, or
Not here that I know of. I can go speak to him, but this craftsmanship I think is beyond his. If you don't mind leaving it, I'll keep it as some sort of clue.
Oh, now he
sure.
does
And I won't
investigations.
tell him that you think that his craftsmanship's not good enough for this. Do you want to keep the note, or because we can also just make a copy of the map real quick?
I would like to. I have some spare parchment here if you need some. And you need the map. And he places some parchment out on the table along with the ink and quill for you.
Okay. Do you want us to like pretend that we've got the I mean, my brain just stopped working.
Bounty?
Not bounty. Well, yeah, bounty.
The
Do
ransom.
you
The ransom. Yeah.
I mean, I won't be able to get that much gold on short notice. And this needs to be taken care of pretty expediently. Behind closed doors, I would probably suggest you take care of this in the same manner you took care of those men this morning. I don't think anybody would miss whoever took Lashara.
Okay.
Rand looks at him disgusted. Justice.
What are you looking? You shot a guy twice.
Nah. Bad at your job.
Deflecting. Well, very well. If there's anything else I can help you with, please let me know.
Thank you. We'll just go to this location.
Good luck.
She just turns around and leaves.
Good luck, he's holding a threat over our head.
Ron stands up behind Ran and just, let's go, little man.
Bah!
Not wanting to cause another scene.
I
with
follow
guards.
Bron.
I'm pretty sure that comment was Juan and not Ran.
Yeah.
I still make sure Ran gets out of there without causing another scene.
Ran mumbles and grumbles on his way out, getting shoved along by Bron, but very displeased by the guard captain's presence.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Draw. Pew pew. Don't make me spin my guns.
Okay, and so what would you guys like to do? You gonna go Dora the Explorer and follow the map, or is there anything you want to take care of in town before you go?
I want to go.
I'm ready to go.
Jane, you didn't want to check out that bookkeeper guy?
Well, I don't have the original note anymore. But I could still go and ask him if he knows anything about a group that uses that insignia.
Are you gonna say ask him if he knows anything about ravens?
No!
Birds.
The Raven is just a
something-
description.
There's something about Raven.
That's so Raven. Anyways, yeah, I'll go see if I can talk to the bookkeeper real quick and see if he knows anything.
Okay.
He or she or they.
So you kind of wander around for a bit and manage to find it's more of like a bookstore than a library. And you enter, and the smell of dusty pages is kind of lingering in the air with a few dimly lit candles and torches kind of flickering. Cobwebs in the corners of the ceiling. It's not a very nice place. And behind kind of one of the shelves, you can see placing books. An old elvish woman kind of hunched over, placing them on the shelf one by one from a cart.
I'm just going to walk up kind of near her and tap on a shelf so as not to startle her too much, hopefully, and just say, "Excuse me."
Oh yes, how can I help you?
Jane fully jumps in fright. Hi. I was just coming here to see if I have a note that I found. I don't have it anymore.
You sweet little thing.
I have a note that I don't have anymore, but in the note there was a raven on the corner as an insignia. Do you know of any guilds or groups that use a raven that might be nearby?
Let me look. She kind of hobbles over to one of the shelves and pulls a book out and starts flipping through it incredibly fast. Raven. Like the bird?
Yes, totally.
Guild screw. Nope.
Okay, thank you. And she's just gonna turn around and leave.
You don't want to buy a book.
Very
Like as you walk out the door. And as you begin walking down the street, you hear the door open. You don't want to buy a book?
Jane moves faster.
Rand's
She's
gonna
running
elbow
now.
Jane. You don't want to buy a book?
Are you running alongside me?
Yeah, I assumed we came with you.
I just look over at Rand and I'm like, not from her. She doesn't even take care of her books all that well. Did you see that place? It was a pigsty. No respect for books. My grandfather would he would hate it there. Ugh.
And I didn't need your whole life story. I just didn't know if you wanted to buy a book. Anyway, so should we follow the map now?
I reach over and I. No, never mind. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, you almost did it.
Just do it. Just do it.
I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna cast light on his eye patch.
Oh, you bitch!
Okay. Okay. So that's an interesting one because I have a feeling Rain is definitely going to try to dodge your hand going towards his face.
Ooh.
Okay.
Rand is going to try to dodge your hand.
So, what's your spell DC, Jane?
14.
Okay. Rand, make a dexterity saving throw.
21.
Okay, he passes.
Get your hands off me. What are you doing? Ducking under her hand.
Why are you being rude all the time? It's not.
I just asked if you wanted to buy a book.
And I told you why.
All right. Let's move on then, I suppose.
You shouldn't ask me about my favorite thing, not expect me to elaborate on it.
Nope, by all means.
She's just gonna keep going.
In a
The
huff.
two halflings bickering in the front.
That
Jet
last
and
bit
Braun
that I
following
said,
behind.
I spoke in Gnomish. That the mumbling I was making was in Gnomish.
As we walk out, I'm just gonna, nudge Jet. No bird. As we walk out. Yeah.
I bet me running is like 5 footsteps for Braun, so this is
Yeah, we're in
excellent.
you and I are in like a little huff as we're like walking along real fast, but we're making like no progress because we're so small.
Casually strolling up behind you guys.
As a fun note, Jet actually has the lowest intelligence out of all of you.
Okay.
I thought it was Braun.
No,
Smart
Wow.
barbarian
I
is
rolled
smart.
pretty well.
Yeah, all
Okay.
of Braun's stats are pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I
So-
rolled all pluses.
You reach the edge of town, and the pathway begins to open up into the forest. At this point, it's probably just afternoon. And you're making your way through the woods. Let me get my chart up real quick. I can't find it. That'll do. All right.
We're in the woods.
In the woods.
Making our way in the woods today.
And all goes well. Some clouds are beginning to form in the sky. And a light rain's beginning to fall. A little bit chilly as it's breezing through. Even for this time of year. But you head south. For what seems like far too long. The sun begins to dip beyond the tree line. It gets dark. You have a feeling you're probably getting close to where you're supposed to be. But night has come. What would you guys like to do?
Do we have a map, by the way?
Yeah, I have the map.
You?
No, like a roll d20 map. Practical question. Sorry.
I mean, I can put you just on the forest one if you
Oh,
want.
I just wasn't sure if you had one. I was
Forest
just asking. My bad.
I mean, we can do this one.
Bad memories. No, I was just curious. I just didn't know if you had one ready or not.
We don't
No.
remember.
I usually just use them for like combat, but if you want,
Yeah, I've
aesthetics,
never
you
been
go.
here before.
Yeah, what's this place?
All right, so we're following Jane's map, or the map that Jane has. I'm gonna pester her. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we close?
I think we're almost there.
And the map, for the most part, follows this path, but as the path begins to curve off towards the east, the map tells you to continue on through the woods. But it is getting dark out.
Anyone got a light?
I cast light on my cloak.
Thank you. What do you guys think? Keep going or camp out?
I think we should probably keep going.
I like your style.
Element of surprise. Smart one.
I just narrow my eyes at Ran.
All right, light bulb, let's go.
And just to double check, none of you have dark vision, correct?
I don't know what it is, so probably not.
It would be under where your passives are, where it says additional sense types.
I don't believe any of the races that anyone chose have dark vision, nor do I think anyone took the dark vision feat, so.
No.
No, I've got no magical senses.
Okay. So we're continuing on through the woods in the dark. Can I just have kind of the rough order that you're walking in? It doesn't need to be in a line. It can be kind of bunched up, but go ahead and move your characters closer to this right side of the screen, kind of where you are. Just kind of whoever you're walking and talking with, or whoever's leading the way.
I'll be a little
Probably
bit.
the glowing halfling.
Yeah, I'll be slightly behind Jane.
So we're walking which way? Just left to right, up, top, down?
Right to left.
Right to left. Okay.
I'm under a tree on my way behind her.
So yeah, walking right to left, I'd probably just be,
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with Braun.
Yo, you guys are full sending me right now. Pick a hex.
I'm in my hex.
Jets on 3!
I'm sorry. I have long legs.
It's fine.
Jet cannot be contained by a single hex.
Or a single breakfast.
Jane, now that you're no longer on the path, I'll need you to roll a survival check for me to make sure you're going the right way according to this map.
Cool, I love that. I have a +0 to survival.
Ew.
What I will say is I will use lucky on this.
Let's go halfling luck. Oh, fuck.
Well, you know what? I'll spend another luck point.
Do you want me to look at the map?
Ron
We'll go with
supposedly grew
11.
up in the woods?
And so as Jane's leading the way, following this map to the best of her ability, what are the three of you doing in the back?
Pestering Jane, asking if we're going the right way. Just following along.
I'm going to cast my light touch on Bronze Axe again.
Nice.
Light source.
I'm gonna bug Jane. Can I see the map? We're going the right way?
Jane's just gonna stop in frustration and say, "Sure, you can try and follow the map with your no light sources."
You're a light source.
She's gonna hand it over to him and just stay still.
I'm gonna angle it so I can see, because obviously she's a glowing light bulb over here. And I'm gonna look at the map and look around and see if we're on the right track. Can I do that?
Yeah, roll survival.
That's what I'm looking for. Shit. Can I also?
How's that 7, buddy?
Can I also use halfling luck? How does that work?
It's not halfling
No,
luck. It's
this
the
is-
luck feat.
Damn it!
Halfling luck is just on natural ones.
Never mind then. Never mind. I think I'll hand it back. You're doing great. Doing a great job.
She takes it back very pointedly and continues moving the direction that she thinks the map is leading.
Yeah. And I'll motion back to the other two. She's doing a great job. She's got us on track. Confidently reassuring everyone that Jane's got it covered.
So while holding my axe out, Braun is going to be looking out into the woods while he follows Jane. Clearly able to follow along the light source. He's going to be looking into the woods to see if anything's there.
Go ahead and make a perception check with disadvantage from me.
All right.
Because it is dark and you don't have dark vision.
That's fair. That would be an 8.
It's a tree.
Okay.
We like trees.
Trees have birds.
So
That's it. I'm just going to follow on.
continue. And all goes smoothly. Nothing jumps out from the woods and attacks you.
Perfect.
Bran.
Hi.
You hear a bird take flight from a tree near you, though you can't see it.
I'm going to look in that direction. And... Someone shine a light over there? Do you hear that?
It's not a flashlight. It's not how that works.
Damn it. I don't know.
So you
Jane's
mean
pretty
Braun
small.
can't just take his axe and just throw it at the tree.
Okay, so I heard a bird. I'm looking in that direction. Something over there, guys. I heard a bird. I'm trying to point them in the right direction, but clearly I can't see anything.
Roll. This will be you heard it with your passive, but roll a perception check to see if you can try to discern through the leaves which way it took off.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty high DC.
24.
It's gonna be a pretty high DC.
Not for Ran Old Buck. Ran squints into the night.
So you hear it just barely like catch the leaves on another tree, and it's a bit south. It's going a bit southwest of where you are.
But all I got out of this is it's a bird.
That was a perception check to hear, not a perception check to see. You're not gonna see it.
Okay, have we not heard birds this whole time in the forest? It's been quiet.
Yeah, it's nighttime, but this is the first time.
Okay.
And as you look up, you don't even see like in the slight moonlight, you don't even see like anything. You just hear it kind of take off and shoot through the trees.
Definitely heard a bird. I don't know what to make of it, but there's definitely a bird over there, and it's going that way. He tells the group. I don't know what to do with that information. It's a bird in a forest.
Wait, everyone just you know what direction it came from?
Yeah. It's that way. Pointing.
I'm going to take Cinder out of my cloak, and I'm going to see through Cinder's eyes, and I'm going to send Cinder in the direction that the bird was in to see if I notice anything. And Cinder has dark vision of 30 feet.
Let's go!
Nice.
Hey.
And I believe advantage on it's not sight perception, is it? Is it smell perception?
Smell perception, yes.
Okay. Make a perception check for Cinder.
Nice.
With advantage.
No, because it's not smell.
Okay, fine then. Well, he could also be sniffing around.
I like that you went for it.
It's a good shot.
That's an 18.
Let's go.
Was that with your modifier or the rat's modifier?
That's with no modifier because the rat has no modifier.
Oh fuck, nice. So the rat sees just as you kind of send him off in that direction, a black bird flying off to the southwest.
Okay, I'm going to recall Cinder back to me, and I'm going to come out of like the, for lack of a better term, warg status.
Blind and deaf.
And I'm going to say, well, it was a blackbird that was over there.
I
Do
mean,
you think we should follow it?
ravens are black.
Right. I'm aware. Do you think we should follow it though?
I mean, that's probably what the map says, right? He questions her, nudging her, not letting him look stupid after looking at the map.
I mean, the map doesn't say anything about following a raven, but we can always go and at least check it out.
Saying it's the same direction. I'm assuming I'm going for it.
Yeah, let's go.
Was it the same direction as we were going, or was it a different one?
Roughly the same direction, slightly to the west of where you're facing now.
Hey.
Okay.
Like if you were to keep going in it kind of split off from the path you were following.
Okay.
I say we follow it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. We just go just a little bit.
Begin to follow that direction. And we're going to end there in the woods, following the raven. I mean Blackbird. The raven.
Quoth the raven.
But before we go, at the end of tonight's session, because even though your players didn't have the experience of spookiness, or the characters in it, you guys did. So all of you are going to level 5 right now.
Oh, from our previous adventures?
Correct.
Nice.
Well, that will be Floods and Dragons for this week. We're going to have to figure out what happens next week because Jane Applebottom Jeans.
Apple Blossom.
Applebottom Jeans is getting...
Flood.
Sorry, you're right. This is a celebration. Jane Apple Blossom, i.e. the Witch Pope, i.e. the original DiceMom, is actually going to be getting married on Monday. So we might have to either see if we can move or adapt and or skip. We'll have to figure it out. But next week might be a little funky. But
We'll talk in the chat.
big congrats to original DiceMom.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
And
many
Omega
congrats.
Uno,
Actually-
who I'm going to be marrying. Well, I am married to, but will be ceremonially marrying.
Bigger
Hell
congrats
yeah.
to Omega Uno because he gets to be married to the lovely Dice Mother. Yeah, but that was it. That was Floods and Dragons for the week. Thank you so much for coming by. Zdardis is our DM. The original Dice Mom is, of course, Jane Apple Blossom. Jitoria with the Undead Cupcake, 3s for ease. And Braun Flower Crown blech, with Zedicus, also 3s for ease. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon. I hope you enjoyed our first foray into Floods and Dragons. It should become a weekly thing, and I'm really excited about it. This is our first adventure with a bigger campaign brewing in the future. Special thanks to everyone involved, including Zedicus, Undead Cupcake, Original Dice Mom, and of course our very patient with a bunch of new players, DM Zdardis. Leave them some love in the comments below, and hopefully we'll see you next week.